one of those days. It's all good though. So pops in here. A long drive home in the city of Menifee. It's about an hour and a half until I get back home to Crestline. See what pops in there. Probably not going to start talking until people come in here, so it's all good. You know, it really sucks about YouTube because you can't even have music on. Because if you copyright you and you get a strike, it's all good. Oh, someone's here. What's going on? Just got to drive home. Wish I had one of those phone holders. My dash or something. I had one, but it broke. Excuse me, I'm currently sick, but getting over it. Hey Judy, what's going on? Good to see you in here. It's on the back of my head. Yeah, this weekend's going to be pretty exciting. It's Chelsea's birthday, and we're going to go camping. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really cold though, 34 degrees at night. And then both meet Josh from the Bigfoot Files at the Bigfoot Festival, the first ever Bigfoot Festival, in a little town up there called Green Valley Lake. It's going to be pretty cool. And I talked to the main lady, and she said that they're going to allow people to talk about experiences and stuff, so hopefully maybe I'll bring, we got a karaoke machine, so just got a mic, I don't know, set something up, and then I'll have Chelsea record. And we got horseback riding on Sunday. It's gonna be fun. And apparently it's Oktoberfest up there, so another thing to be excited about. So I hope everyone's doing good. You know, it's been a crazy year. I know I was gone for a while, but I'm fully back in the saddle, and I was telling Chelsea this the other day, and I was like, you know, even though I was gone for so long, not going in the woods, as soon as I step back in, I feel almost more knowing than I was when I was going at it for back-to-back weekends 2 years ago. So I just, maybe it's a maturity thing, I don't know, but I just feel way more connected. That spot that we went with Josh, both of us had never been there, and I even told him off camera, I'm like, what's cool about this is we've never been here, so like, you couldn't be like, oh, let me go show you this, and then, or, you know what I'm saying, or like, if I had been there, and I'm trying to teach him about structures, you couldn't say, well, you could have been out here like months ago and built this, you know, like, so it's really cool. It's really cool what we found out there. I was not expecting that. Totally worth the 7 miles that we did that day. No complaints. I know for a fact that area right there, and it sucks that we had little time to explore it, but I made the best of it, which I could. It sucks that we couldn't spend more time there. It was amazing. Ancient forest. Those trees, some of those big trees had plaques on them that said you can't cut them down. And I don't even know why someone would want to go back there and cut them down. It's very hard to find a non-logged out or cut through forest in Southern California. Supposedly back in the day, the mountain range that I live in, the Mormons came through in like the early 1900s, and we had redwoods up in the San Bernardino National Forest, and they cut them all down. They thought that was going to be the first Zion, but then they decided to go to Utah and make Zion out there. But I just find that really interesting. There's even like a mural plaque right before you get to the Crestline cutoff of my little town that I live in. And not a lot of people know about it, I think, but if you go back in there, it says about the Mormon logging industry and all that, but it's just sad that they would cut down trees like that. And I couldn't imagine what because there's a lot of houses up there, of course, it's California, but just go back in time and see what those mountains look like before I even lived on them. I'm sure it was something spectacular, you know. Wow, we got 7 people in here. Diesel, what up, Wody? The boo-boos, where are you going? I am currently going home right now. Welcome to the channel. I don't recognize your name there, but that's a fun name. Funny that your name's Labubu's, because Chelsea and I were just watching something on those little things that people are buying, and apparently some people are finding like hidden cameras in the eyes and stuff, which is crazy. These little stuffed animal looking things. I'm never getting one. That's beyond me. I don't know. Crazy though. But no, that place was super special. I'm trying to get Josh, Bigfoot Files, to come out. He's going to be at the Bigfoot Festival, but I told him about that spot behind my house. I'm like, dude, because I kept telling him about seats out there. I'm like, I know they're here, but you're giving me 30 minutes to go turbo mode and try to find this stuff when I'm all in awe. I'm like, I've never seen a forest like that in a long time. You know, you don't see that over down here, you know. Diesel, you've been killing it though, man. You've been killing it. It just sucks that we're all under this damn suppression umbrella, and the masses they don't want the masses to see what we're filming, because apparently it's going to change people's minds and this and that. But it's like, let people have free thought, let people do what they want to do. Don't keep the truth hidden from the people, you know. Amen on that. But I want to show them some seats, and I know there's seats behind my house. A really good one, in fact, that when Chelsea and I were there, they wiped it clean. You guys saw it on video. And that right there is really hard to find over here. Like, you'll find a seat, but it could have been just a seat where they sat for like 10 minutes, or right before you got to that spot, beeline and took off. So that is an active spot that they can constantly sit at, and the master perch, just like Mark finds it. Yeah, I'm really trying to get him. He's like my apprentice right now. Because I found his channel by accident, talk about Josh though. I'm like, this guy's in the same house as me. The heck? So I click on one of his videos, and I'm like, damn, this is exactly me when I first started. Like, you know, but he's a cool dude and doesn't quite get the structures yet. But the more he goes and sees it, the more he'll understand that it's not wind and it's not people going out there with equipment, or just luck of the draw in the woods, just freaking nature, something happening. Like, and I tried explaining to him when we all went out. I'm like, all right, so obviously in the beginning of the trek, you're going to see what I would say like light structures. So, you know, not very fancy tridents. You know, maybe a couple breaks. We saw a couple breaks out of yucca trees. They're very common out here. You know, I'd say lower to mid elevation. And what's really cool about those plants, sorry to get off topic, is when they're alive, it looks like an agave plant, like it's all spiky and green and kind of like low to the ground. And then when it dies, it creates this stalk that shoots up out of it. And then that's what the forest beings were using to make breaks out of. And what was really interesting, we saw more than one break out of the yucca plant. And I'm like, all right, so they say, and because we really don't know what they mean, but according to like the things I've seen, is the flat side is their area, and behind the flat side, we're talking about like a 90-degree break, and then the pointed side is where people can go for them. But you know, it could mean something completely different. Like, we can't think like humans with these things. Like that's the hard part, you know, for some people. It's like you can't think as a human for something that's not human, and it's like beyond what we are. I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand that. Well, not you guys, but you know, for the average mind, it's like, oh, what does Sasquatch eat? they gotta eat berries, or they gotta eat deer, or they gotta eat this, and they gotta get their water. Like, we don't know what they have to eat, or if they even have to eat at all, or if they have to drink water. It could be something completely different. And that's what I mean about thinking like a human, because that's what we have to eat. We have to drink water and all that, but we don't know if they have to. So it's just really interesting. I don't know where I'm going with my mind right now. Maybe I'm zapping while driving. I don't know. But can you guys hear me all right? Let's see. The man always keeping a woody down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Diesel. Sasquatch or soul. I could see that. And what's funny is I was like, Josh is like standing in the sun. He's like, I don't know if he said it this, but the Bigfoot stood here. I was like, photosynthesis, like a plant. So that's, I don't know, that's funny. But no, I just wish we had more time back in that spot, man. It was, and it sucks because it's pretty rough getting back there. And that's why it hasn't been locked, is because it's only foot traffic back there. The trail itself, like, his buddy Kalijah almost like fell off the trail. It's super narrow. I got 14, so I bet if I put my feet like against the trail like long ways, my toes would be hanging, like one of my toes would be hanging out. It's a pretty narrow trail, so no equipment is ever getting back there. Honestly, I don't know even why they would put a plaque up. I mean, I get it, like if there's campers back there and they want to cut something down, but it would take, you'd have to haul like giant chainsaw back there to cut those down. I just don't see anyone doing that anyway. But if you want to put the plaque on it, that's cool. I mean, hefty fine to whoever wants to cut down those trees. That would be bad. The fire, I'm going on topic here, but fire season wasn't too bad this year. We had a couple, but last year, 2 years ago, it was pretty bad. This guy went to the city called Highland. It's like at the bottom of the foothills of the super, mountains. You guys want to look at that on a map. And he took coins in a bag and something flammable, obviously, and he chucked these in the foothills in the back, like where no one really goes. Started this huge forest fire that I want to say close to 50,000 acres, and it just kept eating places where I haven't even been yet. Sadly, one of the places like you have to get airlifted by a helicopter and down into. But I guarantee you I don't know how badly it got affected, but if it did, was probably an amazing Bigfoot world down there. But it's just crazy. I feel like a lot of the fires in the past 5 years have been, some by arsonists, obviously, like that one. They traced, I didn't conclude that. They found out who it was by tracing fingerprints on the coins used in those bags, which I find great. What a dummy for that, but what a dummy anyway for creating a forest fire that does that. He gets enjoyment out of it. But he got locked up. But the crazy part is I don't think his bail was that much. He got bailed out. It was like $8 grand. But don't quote me on that. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he got bailed out. But the fire we had 5 years ago started from a gender reveal party. I think I got that on video. Not the party, but the fire. I think it's called Flame Tornado. Flame Tornado, whatever. That was really close to the river area that me and Chelsea frequently go to. They're always building TVs down in there. That was a really sad day. Went over that small mountain range and up to San Gregonio, our tallest peak down here, which sits at 11,500 feet. Which, I mean, comparing that to the Rocky Mountains, that's nothing, but we've got 14ers for days on there. People literally ask you, how many 14ers did you find? That's how you know. But it just sucks because Angela Sasquatch no longer has a channel, and I'm not sure why Tim took his channel down. I think it was like my 4th video on there. We went up to like 9,000 feet and through some switchbacks. It was crazy. Hardly even an 8. That really big jump up there. I think the fire swallowed that whole area up. Sad because I've only been there once and I barely got to check it out. I was getting stabbed like crazy. I even got emotional up there. And I told Tim, I'm like, I gotta go, dude. So I walked down. I didn't really get to walk around. Never quite felt that feeling in any other spot. And now to know that that's possibly gone from forever really. We're not gonna just rebuild that. You gotta wait for trees to regrow the whole lifetime. Like it's gone, man. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Angela Sasquatch. He was known as the teepee guy. He was super good at finding teepees, but he didn't quite understand like all the structures. Like he got teepees obviously, but I'll never forget when he said, "Brandon, you think everything's Sasquatch?" And I said, "Well, that's okay, you know." And look where we're at now. I mean, I kind of took it as a diss at first, but but I was also way younger. But now I look at it as like he just didn't get it. He just didn't understand, and then some people just don't, But it's really sad he took down his channel. He had some really good videos from around here. So shout out to Tim if you're ever watching this. Or, I think I actually have his number. I should hit him up. But no, Josh is coming up. He just got past 1,000 subs. Congratulations on that, Josh, if you're watching this. But you guys are going to see Josh in a lot more videos. He's going to. My goal is to get the structures down for him, and then because what he does is he looks on the opposite end of the mountains I'm in. So it'll be nice to have 2 different people, scouring the same mountain, which is pretty long. I go over there sometimes. It's really good. It'd just be nice to have 2 people that fully understand what's going on, getting content out for you guys and the world, and bounce ideas off each other, do all that. And it's just really cool finding like-minded people too. And try to talk about Bigfoot. Just call it Sasquatch. They don't like being called Bigfoot. I understand that. Just talking about that up in the mountains, and some people are like, "Oh, you're crazy." Like, dude, you've been living up here your whole life and you've never experienced anything weird. Like, I lived up there for and already went up there before I lived up there and saw crazy stuff, but like living up there, I feel like they visit the house, they leave little signs outside. I'll try to show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys remember that stick I found a long time ago. It looked like a cross, but a really odd one. It was just stabbed in the ground. The thing was like 8 feet tall. I could pull it out of the ground. It's not that tall anymore. I had to cut the bottom of it to fit in my car, but I put that outside leaning on a tree, and then like every morning I'm like looking around and there's all these sticks touching it. There's a couple of tridents, and like where did these branches even come from? So obviously they're doing something. And then I'd say about the beginning of last month, maybe middle of last month, I frequently go to Chelsea's house, and at this moment it was like dark, and she brought me to a TV that she found that she didn't know was a TV before she met me, and she's like, she put 2 and 2 together and brought me out there. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you don't find TV style structures like that very often. It was very unique, I would say. So I know that they're around that area, and we were walking our dog, and we hear crunch, 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 crunch up to our left, and you could distinctly tell it wasn't a 4-legged animal walking up there. It was 2. And I went found some seats. There's literally a seat. There's 3 really like lively trees, green trees, in the middle of those, and it makes a triangle. So the 2 are in the front, 1 in the back. Right in the middle of that is a seat, and so I'm like, okay, this is cool. And there's subtle structures around, and they even hung a Michelob Ultra can in a tree, like on one of the sticks hanging down. Can't say I've seen that before, but you know, they're really close to houses right there. So who knows who's stolen? Like, there's so many slobs out here, man. It's crazy. So many litters. And then I think a couple days goes by, and she spends the night, has to go to work early. Walks the dog at around 5 in the morning. At that time, it's still dark outside. Same spot, crunch, 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 and she heard something get thrown. By her, this was by herself. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty sick, you know. They're just curious because we've been walking in their house. They want to see where Chelsea lives because she's new to this, and she, you know, speaking of Chelsea, she really gets it. She really surprises me out there. And if you guys didn't know, she's the one who found all those teepee structures in the cabin video. Me and Nick were just focused on seats and stuff, and that was a really cool video. It's really fun tandem videoing, and Diesel does the same thing. Super fun to put together, and it's just amazing that she finds stuff like that. She's a quick learner, we'll just say that, you know. Hold on, I gotta read this. Karen Burns, what's going on? Hope all is well, love all your videos, keep up the great work. Hold on. I got a manual truck, so it's a little complicated seeing everyone's comments here. Just want to see, keep up the great work and great journey across any Bigfoot. Appreciate that, Karen. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Who else is still in here? Sorry I'm not like focused on the comments. I just wanted to kind of say what's going on and all that. But hey, it's all good. For those of you that made it in here, I really appreciate it. You know, I kind of want to start going and doing those hangouts where I kind of look through some photos and stuff from the past adventures and new ones too, and that's always fun. I miss doing that stuff. It seemed to like grab people's attention better. I know me talking in a truck while driving isn't probably the most fun thing, but it's all good. But with that, I think I'm gonna close out of this. You got I flipped the camera somehow. Let's see. There we go. With that, if you guys want to let me know in the comments if I should do another live tonight, I might be down. We'll go over some pictures. Just let me know what you guys want to do. I wouldn't be here without you guys, so you guys come first. So with that, until the next adventure, let's get it.